It's Saturday, my dudes. Today we're going to do a comparison between a Fender Telecaster Modern Player and a Fender Telecaster Nashville Deluxe. All right, tones on the way. All right, position one, no overdrive. Overdrive off, position two. Overdrive. This guitar is about 2 pounds heavier. That one's 8 pounds. It's got to be close to 10. All right. No overdrive. Position one. Position two. Overdrive off. Clean and then OCD. Position one. OCD. tones. Position 4. 3. 1. Hit. Un momentito, por favor. Hey. Position 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. All right, nothing on, a little reverb. Position 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Position 5. 4. 2. And 1. So I'm here with both guitars to talk about the pros and cons of each. They're both beautiful. This one's definitely more classic. This one is definitely new. Nice, beautiful guitar though. Um, Locking tuners on the Nashville Deluxe, the old school slotted type, which I think are a real hassle. I don't like them at all. But about $50 gets you a set of locking Fender tuners. Go-to tuners will be $100, but the Fender tuners are about $50 from Stu Mac or Sweetwater. So I'll do that. These are jumbo frets. Might even be mini jumbo, but I think they're jumbo. But they're very, very flat, which bothered me because I like extra jumbos. And these are tall, thin frets which I thought I was really going to like because I like the extra jumbo frets on my other guitars. However, when you're moving up and down the neck on this guy, it feels like those speed bumps that are really narrow, but still about this tall on the road, as compared to speed bumps that are this tall, but about that wide that you run over sometimes. So the wider one, you can really take at a lot more speed. It's still a speed bump. It slows you down, but it's a lot easier on the car. And that's kind of the feeling here. You can slide up and down this neck really easily. And these feel, it's just a bit of a bump. It's kind of something that you have to get used to. It's a very abrupt fret. It's really abrupt. But it does allow for fretting a little easier, more easily than on the modern player. However, scalloping a fretboard is not that hard to do. I've done a few, and kind of eager to do another one. So I'll probably end up scalloping this fretboard just from the octave up, or maybe from the 10th fret up, and then put another coat of lacquer on, and that might be fun. And it definitely gives the guitar, a unique look. So the necks are real nice. This one has a nice satin finish on the back, just beautiful, smooth. This one has the gloss lacquer, so it's sticky, but I could sand that. But I don't know if it bothers me too much, but this is really smooth. Frets on this are going to have to be, on this guitar anyway, are pretty sharp to the point where it's annoying. It's bothersome. Very sharp on the sides. So I would have to, if I kept this, I'd have to take some files and round off these frets real sharp. And over here, it's just buttery smooth. Super nice. And then the pickups. This has a square neck joint in the back, and this one has the heel cut off. It's not a big deal. Pickups, I think I really like the lush warm tone of the original single coils, and I like the humbucker for a little extra bite. It's not like your typical humbucker. It's very much like the single coil to me on a Telecaster, with just a little more. You can get a little more dirt, a little more grunt out of it, which is good. It's also splittable, which gives you another tone. These noiseless are nice, but to me they sound a little woody. They just don't have the same sparkle that the single coils have. Maybe the Generation 4 have got that down to where it's just, you can't tell the difference, but I can tell the difference. These sound much more like humbuckers, and these sound different. These sound plush. They just have more soul to them, more liveliness. And then the bridge. These blocks, these smooth modern blocks, are really nice. I hate these bent metal saddles. They are just stupid. Worst possible design ever. They rattle, they vibrate, and I've done everything I can. I've gone to the blogs, and I've tweaked one screw at a time. I've deepened the notch, the little tiny micro notch that's in these. I've cut it back just a hair at an angle to try and get rid of that sitar sound. But no matter what I do with these, they still have an inherent vibration. It's not a loose spring. It's just because they suck. Plus, with my action being so low, the lifting screws, the height screws, are backed out so far that it digs into the palm of my hand. So I'd have to get really small screws for them or shim the neck. And still, it's stupid design. So this is beautiful. I love this. So those are about another 50 or 60 bucks. So $100 and some work on my part to scallop, and I think I'll have a guitar that's really, really plush. Whereas I really enjoyed this. It's $800. This is about $500 used, $350. There's quite a few on Reverb and on Craigslist. $350 is a good used price for this. The finish on this is a mile deep, as they say. It's gorgeous, really pretty. And it's classic. I mean, that two-tone sunburst on a Fender is pretty iconic. This is beautiful, but it's hard to beat that look. And then you can always, later on, if I don't like this humbucker, I can get a single coil for that. And it's not very noisy. I don't notice it being, I don't get a lot of noise. My electricity must be real good here. And so I don't have the noise from those single coils, doesn't bother me. There's a bit of noise from these too. Less, but it's still not perfect. All right. So that's my comparison and review. Take it for what you will. Old Guy Jamming out.